Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Terminus podcast. This is episode 90 for the weeks of January 9th, 2018. I forgot to change the year. It's 2018 now. We are in the new year. We skipped one. I apologize. I was away in Italy. But now I'm back, and I am here with my co-hosts, my engineers, Weibold, Jader, and Milky, and our special guest, Chris.
Hello. Last time I was here was episode 60.
Well, now you're here in episode 91. So, welcome back, comrade. And before we get to Ivan working on the railroad, the train will terminate at this station.
Okay, this week we are in the middle of the desert in a desolate wasteland filled with junk and nothing of use that can be formed into something of entertainment. I'm, of course, referring to the internet. Oh, and we're also in Gary's mod.
Series of tubes.
Series of tubes.
Tangle up tubes.
Yes.
Movies delivered to your house.
Speaking of tangled up tubes, which one would be the most relevant for the tangled up tubes? Maybe the CSX derailment. Which happened on sometime in January, I would assume, because I don't actually have a date. But 9 tank cars jumped the tracks, or 9 cars, at least 3 of them were tank cars carrying butane.
Ooh.
But no spills, no explosions, nothing really major. But we have to report on it when there's the danger of them blowing something up. But nice job, CSX. Good job. Real proud of you for ringing in the new year without a bang. So, anyways, to move on, we have BNSF, which derailed on the 9th of this month, so today, actually. January 9th, 2010, 2018 rather. Why did I say 2010? Wow, what year is it? Derailed about 11 p.m. That doesn't make any sense. It's not 11 p.m. yet. Oh, okay, this was 11 p.m. Okay, so the article was posted today, but we don't know. I assume this was yesterday or last night. 11 p.m. in Tulsa. No one was hurt. Clear the wrecked. They had to clear some wrecked cars and locomotives. So, well done.
God, that link is big.
3 cars carrying coal and 2 locomotives. So, nothing real major there except they dumped over some locomotives.
Oops.
That's okay.
And now we'll give the this date is wrong. This should be actually the article was posted on the 2nd, but the accident occurred on the 1st, just after midnight, making our first derailment of the year, one from Norfolk Southern.
Norfolk Southern?
So, 5 a.m., mechanical failure, train disabled, streets blocked.
Boom.
Oof.
No explosion.
Oof.
And honestly, the only reason that this is major is because it is the first derailment of 2018. It was literally a single car. But a big deal was made of it because it was the first one of 2018. At least the first one that we had. But the headline is "No damage or threat from Monday's train derailment." Yeah, it was a single. It was a single grain hopper, a single cylindrical hopper. So yeah, I would hope there's no danger.
If each of those was reported, then nothing would happen.
Yeah.
Luckily, no one was hurt.
Yeah. Actually, you know what was hurt? The pride of Kansas City Southern.
Yeah.
Because it derailed 23 cars.
Oof.
All of the cars, all of the cars were empty except one that was half full of isobutylene, which is a colorless gas used to make fuel additives. No leaks are reported, no injuries, but KCS has lost the mantle, which means it goes to our most... What's the opposite of recent?
Latest.
Distant.
I want to say distant, but like doesn't really make any sense. But whatever. The most not
You don't
recent
make any
accident.
sense.
Your face. Your face is running.
Damn right it is.
It goes
Motorboat.
back to Canadian Pacific.
Hey.
So CP
Hey.
will hold the mantle until such time that they have an accident that is noteworthy enough to deny them of the mantle, at which point it will pass to, if nothing changes, it will pass to Canadian National, but we know things will change. So, until then...
We can't let the Canucks have it.
Until then, CP,
Connect.
you're in charge of not existing. So anyways, as I mentioned, I went on a trip to Italy.
Oh boy.
And on this trip to Italy, I managed to make some time for one long train trip. And by
Do some
long,
Italian
I only
filming.
mean long in distance. Because we covered the distance between Naples and Rome in an hour and 10 minutes with a top speed of approximately 180 miles per hour.
Sweet.
Wow.
On the
Ma-
Freccia Rossa.
Major Noom.
Does that mean very fast?
I have no idea. I
No
don't
idea.
think so.
Probably.
I know Rossa is red, so I wouldn't think so.
Fast is red.
Yeah.
Red
Well,
is
you
fast.
realize red things go faster, right?
Red is
Yes,
also
they
Russian.
do. It's got the go faster stripe on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the go faster stripes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean locomotives?
Ninja Rigatoni is now playing Rocket
Yeah,
League.
stripes on them all go fast.
Yeah.
Fake stripes.
But
Did
I,
you touch a used spaghetti?
But I
everything stripy.
I did definitely do some foaming. I did definitely do some real foaming, including standing out
With
in a
Guido.
Yeah, including standing out in a field and looking out at two of the high-speed lines as they passed over the area on big bridges as the sun set, and watching just the lights from the windows as they screamed across those viaducts. It was actually really cool. It was really freaking cool. Also, the station in the town we were staying in, which was a town by the name of Santa Maria Capua Vetere, which means Santa Maria.
Say it again.
Santa Maria Capua Vetere.
Which
means-
why won't I add that to your words?
Which means Santa Maria Old.
Esteban Julio Ricardo de
Maria.
los
Santa Maria Old Capua, which Capua is, I think, arena. So, which Old Arena was describing the 2,000-year-old Roman amphitheater, which is preserved at the center of town. And I wandered around in just
Nice.
a little bit. Yeah.
Well,
But
they got real.
At the station, there were 3 bells, each in their
not
own
bells.
little box, and they each had a label, one for each direction you could approach the station from. So when a train was approaching the station, the bell would start ringing, and it would ring until the train made it to the station. I thought it was just a cool little touch because it's not something that
It's not something we do stateside, really.
no. But I got there and it was just so. Or, I walk into the platform and I just hear this bell. I'm like, I had the same reaction that you had when the fire alarm went off. It's like, well, that's annoying.
Fire. The fire alarm went off.
Yeah. When we were at the restaurant in Strasbourg.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I'm like trying to remember when the fire alarm went off. When did the
Yeah.
fire? That's right.
Well, that's annoying. I was like, what
That's
is that noise?
annoying.
And then I traced it to that bell and I was like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. I bet something's coming. And then this train just screamed through the station. I don't know how fast it was going. Probably like upwards of 60 miles an hour at least. Which, on a low-level platform, a small low-level platform, is pretty intense. But it was this streamlined, like, regional train. I also got to see the night train sitting in Napoli Station. That's the night train. It comes overnight from Milan, I believe. It was the only train I saw that had 2 engines on it. And that's probably because it was really, really long for a passenger train.
Oh.
It must have been, at least 20 cars. For a passenger train these days, it's pretty long. But, at any rate, that was my foaming adventure. There was a rare museum in downtown Naples, but I did not get to go to it. I didn't have time.
Okay.
I took a picture of all the stuff from, I took a picture of all the stuff from the air as we flew away. Including the 2 roundhouses that are in Naples.
Nice.
Which, one of them is in service. The other one's not. But anyways, what have you guys been up to this week? This month, really?
Yeah. I reskinned every California separate car the WP owned.
Cool.
Because why not?
How many of those were there?
More than you would think.
Train sets full.
Yeah, I'm seeing your picture. I would assume that's quite a lot. Also, I see Mark in your picture.
Yeah, because... Yeah.
Also, what layout is this? What map is that?
I believe I showed it on here a while ago. The Gory and Defeated Railroad is
Oh,
in Tane.
in Tane. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
It's the Gore and Daffided?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll grab a ink. And
That's
throw it.
awesome.
Gory and defeated.
I always
But
read
it's
it Gore and
amazing map.
Defeated.
That's really cool.
And then I worked a little bit on my route, in the Eastern,
Cool.
which 2 tiles so far.
Hey, you do it
Well,
one
they're-
piece at a time.
Yeah. But I built this nice little abandoned roadbed through the middle of town. There's skyscrapers and everything around this.
Nice.
Cool.
And a few
Sweet.
nice little
I like the
pieces of
construction
equipment
site.
on display. What?
I like the construction site.
Construction site. Oh, and you mean the park?
Oh, so it is. I was only looking at the thumbnail. It looked like it's construction site to me. Yeah, nice park. Use a little bit more around the edges. But
Yeah.
it looks
Nice.
good.
Thanks.
Oh, wait.
I like the edge.
That-
What did you just paint it bronze?
No, I actually found that on the DLS.
Really?
What?
I looked up scrap, and then this scrap 482 came up.
You know what? It looks like the generic trains 482.
It is.
Yeah, it's just
Let's say
painted
like-
bronze or rust.
It-
I guess it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And it has no engine spec or smoke effects, so it's perfect for static.
The lesser known cousin of the CDQ gold engine, the bronze
Yeah,
engine.
the it's been
I also
dipped
put
in
on the-
bronze.
Actual.
Brown streak.
Oh God.
I'm pretty sure it's not the brown
The
streak.
brown streak.
Yeah.
Somebody.
Aren't these pictures sent?
You just, I mean, I see 3 of them or 4 of them. More of them.
Yeah, a couple of
They're
them are
definitely
taking
sending.
a while to send.
Uh,
There we go.
wait, what is? I thought. What is that area? I've never seen that area in your layout before.
Which one?
The one that doesn't have scenery.
Okay, yeah, that's the, what is it? That's Bedford.
Okay.
You're Bedford.
Bedford Falls.
No, not Falls, just Bedford. And,
Alright.
Martinsville or Bellows
I just-
Falls.
I decided to start doing a little bit of stuff over here. So,
Cool.
um,
Hey, nice round.
thanks. I went to Hobbytown the other day. Got some plaster cloth. And then I went to Home Depot. Got some. I saw this on What's Neat.
Neat.
Duct tape and spray foam, and then you can carve it down and make scenery out of it. And that's what I'm going to do. That's what the first picture is. That's all just spray foam.
Oh.
Nice.
Then the other two are
My God.
everything that I got with one roll of plaster cloth.
Jeez.
Yeah, you go through it really fast, and that's just one layer. Normally, you want to do like at least two.
Yeah, so much stuff has been getting done at the PN while I'm not there. Like, so much scenery work. I come in and it's like, oh, there's more stuff.
I've done like more scenery work in the past like 4 or 5 days than in the past few months.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I spread
Yeah.
out my work sessions like once or twice a week, but it works out in the end. That's
Yes.
much less everywhere.
Yeah.
Then my two passenger cars, I finally put decals on those.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look nice.
Now I just want to get an early Amtrak train to go with them.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, yeah, so you can do a rainbow era.
I'll be like Kevon and just get a bunch of Amtraks. Not as much though.
Nice.
And then for Christmas, I got an Atlas roundhouse. Put that together. I'm gonna make the roof removable and put stuff on the inside. Probably maybe put some lights in there.
Cool. Because you already had the turntable, right?
Yeah, I've had that for a couple months.
Yeah, I was going to say, I recall you having the turntable. I don't recall you having the roundhouse to go with it.
Yeah. And then the little office thing that came with it, I'm gonna put a fourth wall on that, and then make
Oh,
it.
so you can break it?
Wow.
I mean,
Boo.
Is that point worthy? I don't know if that's point worthy.
Yes. Yes, it is.
But I'm gonna.
Thank you for
But
reminding
I'm going
me.
to put a back wall on it and, detail the interior. But I'm not going to put the back wall on until I put the floor in, which I have the boards cut. I just need to stain them and then glue them in.
Cool. How Liable, have you done anything with your mini layout lately?
Oh, yeah.
I have actually.
Your
I got
HOE.
in the mail. I got a cute little. I got my engine.
Oh, you got
You
it?
have a
did.
picture of it?
Okay, because I remember you having problems with getting that.
Yeah, I need to rework the track in a couple spots just because Flex Track going around really tight corners. There's a couple spots where it's gone out of gauge and where the joints have turned to
Oh,
kinks.
Ew.
Oh, jeez.
Do you have a
So-
picture of it?
I can send what it is. I don't have a picture of mine. I'm looking at it right now. It's hiding behind a mountain.
It's hiding behind it.
Yeah, I want to
Yes.
see what this is because I kind of want to do an HOE layout or something in my
This-
storm when I get there.
This is what I got. And
I
this
introduced,
picture, you've got to understand, it is literally like the size of my thumb.
I was gonna say, can we have a banana for scale?
It is this, and it's just adorably small. Oh, that's what she said.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
British?
No, it's
But-
French.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
It is a French engine
Nice.
for my little German layout.
that looks like Otto so much.
That's awesome.
It's built by the same builder. It's a DeCaville.
I need it.
Otto isn't
I need like 20 of them.
The one,
Yeah, and you
the
need
one
to run
at
them all at once.
the one at Bucks
Yeah.
Cahuta.
Yeah, no, that's not.
The-
No, that's Henschel.
The one at Bucks
Otto's
Cahuta.
Henschel.
Oh, sorry, not Otto. The one at Bucks Cahuta is an 040 version of this.
I know, that's what I said. It looks like Otto. There's a photo coming of Otto relatively soon. There we go. Put the number plate.
No. Sorry, not that one. Not that one.
Oh, yeah, that's the one engine that has the sideways number plate all the time.
I hate it.
Why is it crooked?
Because why not?
To make
Because-
everyone mad.
Oh, please. You're pretending like if you weren't there, you wouldn't go and
Oh,
straighten out
I
immediately.
totally would.
You'd have to take it. You have to open up the smoke box because that's one of those types.
I don't care.
Oh. Yep, just open it while it's under
Stupid and
steam.
it should feel stupid.
I may be going up there this year too, so I
Oh, no.
probably
Yeah,
will.
sorry, not Bucks Cahuta. There's one of them in the U.S. that Jimmy goes to a whole bunch.
I feel like that is
Oh, God. I don't remember the
Bugahara,
name of it.
however you say it.
Bucks Cahuta.
Fuck Cahuta.
Oh,
Chris, what's the one that Jimmy goes to all the time with the little 04 that has the tender?
I always thought it was Bugashada.
It's not. I thought that's how you pronounce it. No, it's good. I don't really know what railroad. The only other place I'm thinking is Heston Steam Museum.
No, there's a hench too. There's a couple of them around. It's a Decauville. It's a French design.
Okay, doesn't Cripple Creek own one?
Decauville, no.
Okay.
No, they have Henschels as well.
They have a Henschel.
Damn it.
Yeah, they've got a Henschel, an Ornstein and Koppel, a Bagnall, and a Porter.
Oh, okay.
Oh, back.
Bagnall, it's British.
Yeah.
I know, so what an ugly
So
word,
many weird
Bagnall.
names. Yeah. They make ugly engines.
I mean, they do. It's not the prettiest thing.
Boy.
I mean,
But yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's why you said it, and I was like, oh.
It runs a little bit like a cricket on acid. Like you put 12 volts to it and it just starts screaming down the track, and then it hits one of the hills and half runs down, half slides down. I'm gonna have to see about putting bullfrog snot on the middle wheel set because I don't think it can make it up the hills. I haven't been able to get the power because the track is dirty and the joints aren't great. I haven't been able to test and see if it can actually get up one of the hills. One of them I know it can't, but if it can get up one, then it will just run in that direction and that direction only.
Yeah.
So, like, how much did one of these cost you?
I think
$1 million.
I feel like it would be a lot.
I want to say this one was like $150, but that was largely because it's a pre-order,
Oh, okay.
and I had to import it from Austria.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something crazy.
No, it's not You can find ones that are ludicrous. The one that I really wanted was a German 1K, and they're that size. It's the size of your thumb with DCC and sound.
Oh my
And the
god.
cheapest, if you can find one of those, the cheapest you can get it for is like $700.
That's insane.
That's ludicrous.
Yeah, holy shit.
Which for that, it's like, yeah, no, I won't get the German. I
We'll
won't
get like
the
a big
actual
boy or something at that point.
I'll get
Yeah.
this cute little Decauville engine that Mini Trains just came out with. They're not even available stateside yet. That's why I had to import it from Austria.
See, I want one of those now for
Yeah.
if I do a layout in my college.
They're so cute. Oh, and it runs like a Swiss watch. It's got a real bright headlight. It runs great, even just on the DC. I just feel bad for it because I have horrendous track work and everything's filthy on the little tabletop
Yeah,
layout.
Get better track work.
Well,
Yeah.
that's kind of hard when you're pulling a 2-inch
kidding.
radius curve
Yeah.
on a grade, like a 16% grade. It's you flex.
You're an engineer. Figure it
Get
out.
you and Toby
I have
will be
figured
one
it
of
out.
that.
Largely. There's only like 2 or 3 trouble spots.
Mhm.
Jeez.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the,
Somebody was crossing the streams today
well.
because I was just thinking about having problems with the frickin' on curves with Johnson, which that's a totally different magnitude of problem
Yeah.
in terms of size.
Too big. 5 curb.
But somebody was running their Pennsylvania set with an S2 at the club today
Okay,
because I went to
let's
visit. And they were in the opposite direction running a New York Central set with a Niagara.
Heathens.
And then they parked them both in front of Providence Station. I was like, these are way too close. They need to be farther apart. And he goes, yeah, about 1,000 miles apart.
1,000
Nah.
miles down, too.
Yeah. It was pretty funny. It's like, the thing about excursion trains, they can just go wherever they want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because this would happen. They both wind up in Providence. It's like, yep, makes lots of sense.
perfect sense.
Makes plenty of sense.
All the sense.
Yeah.
Is good.
But
Sense,
Yeah, I
CENTS.
Yeah, it smells
The
good.
change.
they
Be the change. Be the change.
They're doing good stuff over there. They were doing a lot with the power system today because we've been having problems with our pro cabs when we have too many plugged in because of just the way it's set up. So you have like the DC, or not the DC, but the 12-volt booster that powers all the plugs for your pro cabs, and it's supposed to power 4 panels per each like booster, and that's 8 plugs total. And we had one in particular hooked up to 13 panels, so that's a lot more than 4, and there were a lot of problems because of that. The pro cabs were just draining the power too much, so they wouldn't run properly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. And so they were people crawling under the layout and undoing wires and attaching wires and yeah.
That's all the fun stuff.
Yeah. No, it was really something. And he's like, oh, and of course the wiring under the layout is atrocious. And he's like, I don't know why this wire snakes between these 2 sides of the aisle when it should just go along the side of the aisle and then down the other side of the other aisle. But they, yeah.
Oh, wait.
It's like, oh, you need the black wire. Oh, the black wire? You mean the green wire? It's green over here.
Good.
It's like, oh my god.
That sounds familiar.
And I said, you know, who? Oh, okay, nice thumb for
Oh
Sam.
my god.
I said, you know, who wired this? And one of the guys just turns to me and goes, yes. It's like, all right, I'll leave
Oh
you
my
guys to it then. Meanwhile, we're staging for the operating session, which is on Saturday.
Why would I need that in my life?
I want 5
Oh my god.
in 1 in real scale.
Yes.
I'm not the one talking.
Yeah. Whatever. I'm going on about wires and
Yeah.
power.
This is the
anything else
Wires and
interesting
Power
happen to anybody?
podcast,
What?
obviously.
Yeah.
Well, Christmas is over.
Oh, wait.
That's
I
correct.
got an engine house.
Over. Christmas trains are over. We can all breathe.
Christmas is over. It's
I'm
done.
able to get my suit to the fucking the effing dry cleaner. It's amazing.
Congrats.
And it's no longer cold too. For those of you on the East Coast, it's freezing.
Yeah, I know. I stepped
It has been
outside this morning and it
it's
felt
been-
like a heat. It was like a heat wave.
It's been negative degrees here.
Yes,
Yikes.
Like again and again and again and again and
It
again.
was
Like -10.
60 today.
it was
Shut up.
35. I went outside in my shorts, Wybold. It was a miracle. It's a heat
I mean, it
wave.
was 60 for me to. It was 60 for me for 2 weeks because I was in Naples, Italy.
Snowy boost train.
So it's I've been okay. Things have been going rough in my life, but oh well. Other than that, I'm
No,
still on
but-
the planet. I'm still moving around.
You know, get you up and moving around the room.
You know, well, that's a whole other challenge.
Got a dead engine house from Menards.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I've been.
Why is there a
Out.
keystone on it?
'Cause it's
Blame
dead.
Menards.
You need to scrape that off.
I probably will because my layout doesn't connect to the Penzi. It connects to the B&O.
Pennsylvania 65,000.
Well, for the past month, I've been screwing around.
Yeah.
Just watching trains.
Haven't
and
we all?
Working on, I'm working on the trolley. Which I got under it and found out that the frame was in better shape than I thought it was, except for where the floor is missing. But
That's not important.
yeah. What?
I mean, did you find any nice big wooden beam surrounded by a metal casing.
Not metal casing.
Nice big wooden splinters, I mean.
Oh, nah. And I also made a trip with a few friends of mine up to the Oregon Sioux, and we rode their train at night.
Nice.
We did not ride the open air train.
Aw.
We rode the aero train. And that was quite the experience. Because they had all sorts of Christmas lights up and decorated on the track. Pretty nice.
That's cool.
You're a monster.
And then this year, I'm going to try and get into 3D modeling more. So I started with this little SW1.
Oh, you're 3D model.
Yeah.
Get good at it so that we can have cool things.
Yeah. Mount Washington Cog Locomotive coming soon.
Yeah, give it to me.
What?
No. No. Not soon, but
Plus Gib.
I've been doing this for a Minecraft mod called Immersive Railroading.
Mm-hmm.
And it'd be a nice little engine to see in that mod.
Yeah.
What?
I haven't been back to those.
I didn't think of this.
I haven't been back to that, unfortunately. I would like to get back to that. I wish I had more time. I always need more time.
Yeah.
Time is a scarce resource.
I need more time up at the museum.
What the crap is this? Completely random. Somebody posted a Reddit article, and I think it's cool. BMW apparently has invented Middrift refueling
Yep.
to reclaim its record for the world's longest drift.
Yep.
It's like you have jets refueling midair. They have two cars
Yes.
drifting. One pulls up beside the one that's going for the record of drifting, and a guy leans out the window and plugs a hose into the side of the drift car, and while both of them are drifting side by side, they're refueling.
Before.
Oh my god, that could go wrong.
I've just been in this
Level.
place before. Higher on the street.
Yes.
Yep.
Like,
Deja vu.
I found a
Deja vu. I've pumped my own gas before, except in Oregon.
Not from New Jersey.
Yeah, well, not now.
Yeah, Milky. Do you know how to pump your own gas?
Not in my city.
It's not that hard. I don't
He's like-
understand why
like he's
everyone's
like,
so up in arms about it.
Okay, here's the
It's
thing.
a joke.
Apparently it is hard. Apparently it is hard because the person that was tasked with the job of filling my gas tank couldn't handle it.
That was in New Jersey.
He's probably
New
hyped up
Jersey,
on
it's in
like.
New Jersey.
Also,
I
Jersey's
expect
right.
even New Jerseyans to be able to fill a gas tank. How do they expect to leave? How do they expect to collect any money from those tolls of leaving the state if none of the New Jerseyans can fill their own cars to get there?
Wait a minute. How did they not fill it right?
I don't
You've
know.
probably never steamed your car before. That's why.
You stick it in and you don't.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Stick it in
Whatever.
and you just kind of leave it there until it's done.
I mean.
Yep.
Yeah, but you've got to tease it
You gotta stick it in.
with my car.
You've got to stick it in and pump.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
But he just like
just get
full
out-
beans, and then it went
rough.
thunk. And he kept trying it again and again and again, and I was like, no, you need to go easy. And he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't go easy. He wouldn't ease up.
I'm not hollow,
Anyways.
you know.
Anyone else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got something real quick.
What?
So I built a Lego Peaches,
Oh yeah.
Peaches.
Does it taste good?
or I designed a Lego Peaches. I haven't built it yet.
Wait a
Are
minute.
you gonna build it?
I'd like to.
I'd love to as well.
Does Lego Digital Designer give you like a price estimate?
It used to. I don't know if it still does.
I
It
don't
used to
think
be
it
that
does.
Yeah, I
you
was
could.
gonna
It
say,
used to be that you could buy it directly from Lego Digital Designer. but that's not the case anymore. Now it basically just gives you a parts list and building instructions, and you have to go and find the parts on your own, which I've done before.
Oh, that's kind of sucks.
Yeah. It's a really, really, really nice tool for doing stuff like this, though.
Hmm.
But yeah, I'd love to build it.
That'd be really cool.
Pardon me real quick, I have a phone call, presumably telemarketers.
Okay. Well, when he gets back, does anybody else have anything?
I just received radio today.
You did what?
Radio. I bought myself a for
yeah.
the train service. Pow Bang. What's the box say here?
Pow bang.
Video killed
The
the
radio
video
star.
star.
Yeah, a Baofeng
My
UHF.
DVD killed the video star.
Or UHF. It's really nice. It transmits very nice, and it also has FM radio and a light on it. So it's actually really nice.
And a light on it.
It has
What is
a
that?
light,
What is
and it's
that?
beautiful.
What was that?
The light.
And a lamp or something like that.
I don't know what that's from. I don't know.
Oh my god, I
just
wanted to
said
say
it
it was
because he
something
said
from the
it.
group.
Really? I don't
Or the trip.
recognize
Something.
it as
And a light.
as a known meme.
Wait a minute, hang on. It's
I
a.
don't-
It has a lamp, so it has a ding on it.
And a light on it. No, it's
Yeah.
and a number.
What's a milepost?
It's and a number.
Oh, okay.
It's got 3 sides
Okay.
and a number.
Yeah, there
What's
we
a
go.
milepost?
It's from the What's a Milepost?
Well, it's a milepost.
I recognize the enthusiasm.
Milepost.
That reminds me as well. I am working on something very similar to that. I've been working on
Milepost?
this the past
Monorail?
couple months. I am working on a scavenger hunt for the Allentown and Auburn to play with the kids on the way back to Kutztown.
Ooh, like on the
I wonder where
train.
you got that idea.
So you buy the ticket, and on the way back, I announce it on the way out, and then way back. Find Farmer Joe's old shed. I don't know.
Mhm.
I just kind of wrote down, like, okay, that looks important. Oh, that looks important. Maybe that's important. Find this tree.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
I think there's a lot of trees there. So
yes, there is. But, so
Is there a tree?
that's something that's going to happen maybe this year.
happy little trees.
Yes, happy
Happy
little
little trees.
Build some
Uh,
happy little clouds.
the news section.
I want to watch
also
Bob Ross.
bought just the other day a Doodlebug. Pennsylvania Rare 4644, which is a Bachman Spectrum Doodlebug. I just bought it, had it shipped to the house, and I need to fix it because the front truck has fallen out of it in shipping. So,
Oof.
Oh, that's not good.
no, it's easy fix though. So,
You want to sell it to me?
yeah, sure, $70.
Does it have DCC?
Nope.
No.
Eh.
No, thanks.
No.
Oh, hang on. Is it like
All right,
DCC ready or something?
Let's not make a deal.
I had bought that to sell it in the first place, so
Oh,
The worst deal in the history
It's
of
the worst
deals,
deal
In the history of deals is not
See-
luxurious.
maybe ever.
if it's DCC ready, then I'll okay.
it's the 1996 Doodlebug, so take that as you will. I have no idea.
Almost down to talking about
Probably
China.
not then. Yeah,
So,
China.
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 that's
China.
just about it. Other than that, I'm not.
All right, now what?
Now what do we do? I forget what comes next. I forget what we do next.
I don't know,
Well,
Wybold, what
sure.
comes next?
I don't know. I think it's time for.
Thank God we finally have you here to do that, because the last couple times have been real disappointing.
I still remember
All right.
Dean's. Look at this.
You don't have to say it.
Alright. Anyways,
There you go.
it's time
You always have
for
to
a
say
very
it.
special Locomotive version.
It's
Because
Passion of the Crackpots.
The
Wait, no, that's a different thing.
no, it's not Passion of the Crackpots.
Damn it.
But it's our very own version of Passion of the Crackpots. Because guess what, folks?
ZT
World War Z is
2018.
World War Z is on. Where you going?
Damn it.
So
I'm
everyone
going to
grab some
Disney
pictures.
World.
Maybe that's not such a good idea.
I don't know. I think that'd be a great idea.
I don't.
I'm going to be
think
full of people.
I don't
That's the
care.
thing.
You would die smiling.
But I'm going to the opposite
fat.
of Disney World.
It's the happiest
Tell
place
McCoy.
on
Have
earth.
a magical day.
Points with
Have a
entire
magical
hand.
war.
No, you got to do the 2-finger point.
Nope,
No,
you're
you
not
have
allowed,
to do
you're not allowed
the
to
hand, the
two-finger
knife point. It's military.
Really?
Yeah, at Disney, you're not allowed to do a single finger or a 2-finger point. You have to gesture with your entire hand.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
just like the military.
I read somewhere that you had, they did the 2-finger point because the 1 finger like offended some different cultures.
Yeah. Yes, the 1 finger offends some cultures. The 2 fingers as well.
Oh,
So you have to gesture with
And
your
it's the
entire
happiest place on earth.
friggin'
And
2018.
Well, anyways, before we
If
go
you're on
offending
staff.
people with finger gestures,
Everybody gets
Yeah,
offended.
enough
over
about
everything.
Disneyland.
We're not advertising Disney.
Yes, we are.
Can we get sponsored?
Please.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the real question. Can we? Because I think the answer is no.
I think
We're
the answer
a
is
family-friendly
yes.
podcast.
Will we? It's
Come on.
probably no.
Come on. If we need sponsors.
Yeah,
Please
right.
Give us
sponsor
money.
I
No.
mean, we do.
A word from
We're
our
not getting
sponsors. Here at Bachman.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Bachman.
Can we get What's Neat to sponsor us?
Neat.
That's pretty neat. All right, so
All right, nobody
anyways,
knows what I'm talking about. All right.
yeah, that's correct. Post your pictures.
Oh, okay.
Oh, need pictures, that's right.
Oh, we need a picture.
I mean, I only said that a few minutes ago before we started this conversation.
Oh, Jesus.
I had my
Fine.
picture pulled up the whole time.
I was too busy thinking about Disneyland, and now I want a turkey leg.
What? I can give you a lovely picture
won't-
of Eins at the front
You know
of it,
what?
or Seagull the
I'm not.
duck.
I'm not gonna dignify that with a confused what. I'll just leave it as it is.
He has amazing turkey legs
Okay, more pictures, please. I only have.
Hold
10.
on.
on it.
These engines are not strange, unusual engines.
Just-
I'm certain you could
Just
find.
trying to find a good
picture.
picture.
God
Most of
damn
them are like really artsy.
That is not a good picture, Chris.
Damn it, I'm trying.
Give Chris a point. Give Chris a point for stupid
Quack.
seagull.
Where's the video of me at the depot at Strasbourg riding on the little coin op thing? I just
don't
realized
know.
I never got to see the light of day.
Oh no! Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Let me go.
Did it get posted online
Well, we
on YouTube
Yes, it
somewhere?
did, but
we did it so that it could be looped as like a GIF.
Good.
No, I did it not moving. You know, it's going back and forth, but I was trying to hold really still so we could do it as an infinite loop type deal.
Just like the Infinite Turbo Train.
Yeah, exactly.
I love the infinite.
But
Turbo.
caption it, you know, like because I just have this face like done.
Yeah. Done with all you people.
You,
On my way to steal your girl.
yeah,
Okay, so anyways, we have many corners.
chickadee chooty.
I will be representing,
Choo choo
or I
coming for
will
your
be
boo.
taking Strasbourg, number 90.
Icon.
Comrade Ivan.
I will go one less and represent Strasbourg number 89.
I will go one less and represent Strasbourg 475.
That's not one less. That's like 300 something
Remember
more.
earlier when I questioned if you knew how numbers work?
That's many, many, many numbers higher.
God damn it! I feel like the
Alright, well,
joke.
Jader's gonna go
I'm
by
going
Chris's
like
logic, one lower.
no, I'm going like a lot farther. I'm doing CPR/Ohio Central 1293.
Oh my god.
Okay.
As the great man once
And then-
said, go west. Yeah, I'm going about as west as I can go.
They said go west, the man said. Who said that? Which man said this?
Some man said that.
That's
Young
It's like
man.
a-
You
it's
know,
like
you know
some
who said that?
loon
You know who said that? You know, I know who said that because I was discussing this with Shelby, who I dragged to the Model Railroad
Oh.
Club. I mean, asked to come, and she politely decided to come.
Eh.
But
Eh.
Lee's former employer definitely said that, as in, go as far west as you can, go far away from Boston, and don't ever come
Yeah.
back.
And that's what I'm doing with McLeod River number 25.
Excellent. So we have our competitors. Guys, what do you think? What reason do you think your locomotive is the best one? What are some good stats
Okay.
that we can use?
Let's see here.
Ouch.
How about fuel capacity?
Fuel
Oh,
capacity.
fuel.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Tons. No.
Tons. I've got initially listed as 12, but Strasbourg has actually expanded it to 15 tons.
I'm sorry,
I've
guys.
I've got 11. Presumably that's
You get
tons.
11.
I got 1,800 gallons of oil.
That seems sad.
Okay, now
1,000 gallons of fuel oil?
1,800.
Is that a lot?
Still. No,
That's not a lot.
that's not very much at all.
His tender is extremely small.
To give you an idea, 91's tender holds 6,000 of water.
I hold 9,000 of water.
I hold 4,000.
I hold
I'm small boy.
6,600 of water.
I hold 9,600 gallons.
See, I think you've got us all beat
Yeah.
for longevity.
Yeah.
I
I don't.
in terms of distance and in terms of speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Because what's driver diameter, everybody?
I didn't even list off my coal and water. Damn it!
Oh, what's your? Well, damn it! You need to
Chris,
speak
speak
up.
up.
Sorry, I waited for my turn.
Speak
I have
out.
15 tons of coal, and I have 9,000 gallon of water.
Oh,
Okay, so you have the same as we do. We have the same.
I've been in what? No.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. Strasbourg expanded the tender.
yeah. Strasbourg expanded the tender. That's why initially it did not have the same.
Like, what the hell? What do you mean they have the same?
Yeah. I got a extender tent.
extendy tendy.
My
Extended tent. Yeah, driver diameter
triber diameter
Yeah,
46 inches.
46.
Small.
Small.
I have,
Small boy.
Small.
where the hell is it? There it
But
is.
that's gonna be
I have
See.
56-inch drivers.
56-inch driver.
Small.
Okay.
Oh my god,
Small.
Chris.
I also.
What?
I have. Mine are pretty small as well.
Well,
I forget where you find those.
the driver diameter?
Yeah,
I
under
lost
minimum
it.
It's
wear.
like, yeah, it's right under the fuel capacity. It's the top of the next category.
Oh yeah, driver diameter. Yeah, I have 56 inches.
I've got 63 inches.
Oh, wow.
70.
Damn.
Suck it.
He's got the speed.
I got the
Tater-
speed
But-
Tater with
and
you
the
is
head and
nothing to
throttle
suck.
isms. What?
Ooh,
Oh, you got
I will
head
admit
throttle.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
Who else here has a head and throttle?
I don't.
Aren't they like
Anybody?
easier to maintain because you don't have to open the
Yes.
engine to do it?
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Sorry,
You don't have to
Peter.
take off the dome.
Yeah. You just
Mhm.
walk alongside it, and there you go.
I don't have any side photos of 475. What the hell's wrong with me?
Cargo moving.
Uh,
people.
nope.
I'm trying
It's
to.
like that should
head
be
and
easy to
throttle,
find.
sadly.
Ha.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if I did, but I probably
I mean,
did.
475.
Guarantee you don't, Milky.
475 is rigged up for reverse running.
Mhm.
It's got the interesting control arrangement, so I guess that's something.
Got the
Yeah, I
left.
guess that's bonus points of having a deckless cab. What
Yeah.
really isn't.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that?
that's true. You do have the deckless
I'm
cab.
I'm
feel
gonna
like that'd
count
be
that as a
negative
point
points.
against you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it-
that's not
I
good.
feel like a
having
deckless
worked in a
cab would be
deckless
negative
cab.
points.
No, you don't want a deckless cab.
Not good.
Especially if you're
Yeah, I
gonna
have-
be in a situation where you need to duck and cover.
well,
I
actually,
have a fairly roomy
cover
cab.
is not that bad.
No, it's horrible
Just
because there's
couple
nowhere to duck or
the
cover.
Aaron
I have a
cover.
duckable cab.
stuff. If you're shoveling, you're starting to get banged at, just duck in right in the fireman's side. Maybe a
You
little.
could do that. You could do that in a non-deckless cab though, in just a normal cab, and then you have more room to actually, hide. A deckless cab, you don't have
Also-
room to do anything really, but lay down, and then you're just a
Yeah.
sitting duck.
Yeah, then you're not taking the engine anywhere.
Right.
Now, yeah, I'm not. I think there's clearly clearly the person with the best cab situation is Jader,
Yes.
Yep.
because he's got
All
an
weather cab.
Yeah.
Mhm. He's also got a bucket. He's got a coal bucket.
That has bucket.
And you have your doors by the looks. Which does anyone not have doors?
I've got-
I think everyone
I've
has
got
doors.
doors.
Yeah, actually every single one of us has doors.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, I have doors.
Excellent. Real fake doors.
Real fake.
The
Uh,
furious fake doors.
Yeah. Well, what's everyone's tractive effort? I've got 46,500.
What the hell is it?
What?
We need to find it. I have
got
40,163.
Wait, where's chat?
Wait.
There
Yeah,
it
where is it? Oh, there it is. It's like
Oh,
5
wait,
down
hang
for
on.
driver diameter.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Tractive effort.
Oh. I'm pathetic.
What are
I
you?
lose
I know I am. always.
25,132.
What?
Ouch.
Wow.
That's pitiful.
Okay.
What is
Mine
yours?
is 28,817.
This is 28,000? Also, you were a giant locomotive on tiny, tiny wheels.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with you.
Chode boy.
Actually, I know what's wrong with you. It's a 262.
Chody boy.
Jody boy. We need to start like ruling. We need to start like ruling out engines. I don't know how we freaking got away with this last time. I mean, 5 different people advocating for 5 different engines, but we need to start narrowing it down to two.
Yeah, let me look at them. Honestly,
I vote to remove Milky's on the basis of being sad and small.
yeah, I vote for
Yeah.
looking
Go
up this
anywhere.
being sad and small as well. Yeah, but you've got very, very limited fuel capacity. You can't go very fast. You can't take very much.
Also, it's set up as an oil burner,
This is true.
which isn't
No,
necessarily
it
a
isn't
problem.
necessarily a
because
bad
It
thing.
is
If it happens
a
tomorrow.
problem if it was always an oil burner.
No, I
Converting
thought I heard it.
Was it?
Converting an oil burner that was a coal burner back to a coal burner is not an issue. Converting an oil burner that was always an oil burner to a coal burner is a little bit more involved.
I feel like I could hypothetically find enough bunker C to keep it running for a while.
That's not really the point, though.
See, under zombie
I
train
was gonna say that-
circumstances, you're expecting not
But fair
to use your preferred fuel. You're going to use whatever you can get your hands on.
That's sort of the logic of the situation. Is that
enough.
that's the entire advantage of the steam engine is you don't need fuel for it besides something that can be on fire.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. At one point during the zombie train, during our trek across the country, we were using grilled charcoal.
Okay.
I mean,
Which-
it
yeah.
works.
Just go raid Home Depot.
Not very well, but it does.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like
well,
on a three engine,
I'm fine
right?
eliminating Milky on the basis of being small.
We need to have a unanimous agreement on that, except for Milky.
I agree with that.
I second it.
Okay, so that's unanimous.
I'm dead.
All right.
Get out.
So Milky's gone
It's
on
okay, I was washed out anyways.
Next on to 475. Although 475 is a wonderful engine, we've got to remember the pertinence of time. And even though a boiler ticket isn't something that really matters in this world, she's gone a long, long time without maintenance. As a comparison, 89 got put back in service just a few months ago.
However,
Everything's been gone through. Everything's been
Okay.
repaired. 475's in rough shape.
not necessarily.
Yeah. I mean, 475 is pretty well cared for, though. And
It's-
also, you do need a capable engine.
You do need a capable.
Compared to 89.
Yeah, which I will
Which,
admit is
no
small.
offense to 89, but
I will admit 89 is small, but it can get up and go a little bit more than many of the other competitors. Not quite as fast as, whatever Jader's engine is. I can't read the number on it. 1293, thank you.
I mean,
We
yes,
can't get up and go quite that fast, but you can still get cooking a little bit quicker and get your ass out of the fire than you could with, say, 90.
475 can have some get up and go. We saw that firsthand. I mean,
yeah, you're
you
right.
know, just open it and she runs. She wants to run, but the issue, my point with the S89 is the fact that it is, yes, it has get up and go, but it can't pull very much for very long without stopping. And also, what happens when you get to hills?
This is true.
What happens when you have to cross the Alleghenies or the Rockies in it? And, you know.
Just
I
charge
would
it.
question the same of 90 in the mountains, not because of the
Excuse
grades,
me,
but because of the
comrade.
corners.
Yeah, I'd question that as well.
Do not look at me that way.
While I would concede that 89 is probably a little on the small side, 90 is probably a little bit on the big side.
Yeah.
I feel like given modern railroads, they should be
But the point is, you're not always on
Yeah.
modern railroads. You're on a lot of
That is
scenic
true. That
lines,
is a
little
fair point.
backwoods things. It's sort of
That
like
is
the
a fair
argument with the
point.
Bunker C. Yeah, if you're ignoring the spirit of it in the modern world, yeah, it's a great engine. But sort of the spirit of ZT is you're in these backwater areas on rough track that hasn't been maintained and could have washouts, and
That's
it's been
true.
just pieced back together. It's a little heavy and a little bit long.
That is true.
Something like
And
475
how about
is
this?
built to run on them.
How about this? Because I figure we ought to
So
get
is
going
mine.
for the sake of time, and I feel like neither of us else really have better engines than Chris or Jader. I'll kick myself out if you'll kick yourself out. I feel like Ivan's just a little big and 89 is just a little small.
I still feel like honestly, given Jader, what was your tractive effort again?
Probably pretty close. Although you're Pacific, aren't you? So maybe not.
For 34,000.
Yeah, that is a little bit low.
That is pretty pathetic, actually.
I should have picked a Berkshire.
I don't think Jader has as much of a stake in this competition as 90 does. I feel like even though 90 is a little bit more unwieldy, I don't think 1293 has the pulling power that you need
It does.
for these
'Cause
Pulling
trips.
pulling power isn't everything. You need speed, you need protection, you need versatility
Speed,
more
protection.
than anything. And I feel like 1293 has that in spades over both 90 and 89.
And keep
They're
in
both
mind,
just
I
a
think
little too specialized.
Keep in mind, 1293 pulled track express trains up in Canada for years, so it can pull things that much.
Not as much as 90. It's not. It's
No,
a
it-
strong engine.
it's not that much.
Nobody's
No,
saying
but
it.
it'd be great
It's just not
for-
as strong.
It'd be great for ones trying to go toward bigger metropolitan areas. That you need to get up and go out of there fast.
Yeah.
That's true. That can run.
Like it will go more than 475 or 90 or 89. Well, 89 would probably be good in metropolitan areas, but it can get over hills fairly decently. It'd be better suited for going towards bigger areas, albeit that's not a good idea. But in the event you need to,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, I'm
Yeah.
just stuck here until McColligan.
Oh, yeah, you're not even getting out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're
You're
I'm
rail
I'm
line.
doing like 50 miles of track, and that's it.
We're gonna pretend that that's not the case, but we already argued you out as well.
Yeah.
what was it? You know what engine I should have picked?
What?
A Shay.
No, a Shay.
How about
A Shay
no?
would be a
That'd
horrible
be more
choice.
impractical.
I was gonna say I would eliminate a Shay instantly.
I mean, outrun them
Immediately.
West Virginia zombies.
the amount of crap that will constantly be broken is copious.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my internet dropped.
I should have
Oh
picked
my
a Shay.
Well, we eliminated the hypothetical Shay
Yeah.
while you were gone.
Yes.
Okay.
But we're still arguing about who to eliminate next.
I don't know. I feel like each of them has very good aspects to them, and each of them has very poor aspects to them.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right. Well,
89 is in the best mechanical condition out of all of them. 1293 is probably the best all around. 1293 is probably
Wait,
the
hang
best for like crew protection and versatility. 475 is a close second on versatility and is just a little bit stronger and a little faster, but lacks in a
Wait, hang
couple
on.
other areas. And the 90 is the opposite of 90 of
Did we
89.
wait?
What?
Did we consider like getting spare parts at all?
that's what I was just about to say. Keep in mind with 475 and 90 for that matter,
Interesting.
you
Yeah,
can
you guys have
well-
Strasbourg shops. You can just
very
raid.
easily make an all-weather cab or some sort of protection
Yeah.
Right.
very easily
Build
and
some armor.
fairly quickly with everything.
Not so
else.
much with 475 because it is a deckless cab.
But you,
I'm
yeah, you
still
wouldn't have a lot of room to put.
I'm still going to contend to that
bits.
one. The deckless cab is a big disadvantage. Having worked in one, they're not particularly enjoyable, and it's not the kind of place that I would want to be if I needed to be moving around quickly and avoiding things.
Yeah.
but still, you
if
can-
it weren't for the deckless cab, I would be head over heels for 475 right now
Right.
because it's a very good all.
It is a very good all-around engine. I feel like both 475 and 1293 are very good all-around engines. They just have their strengths in slightly different areas. And back to the point I was making a little while ago, while 89 and 90 are both pretty good engines for this, I don't think either of them is as good as 475 or 1293.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say, in terms of spare
I think
parts, I
Go
got Age of Steam, and there's like 5 other G5s in existence.
Yeah.
yeah, you have a lot of extra engines to use.
Yes.
There's one
So,
of my
all right, I'll take your deal, Weibel.
Okay, so we're bowing out. So now it's basically just between 475 and 1293.
Okay.
an odd combination.
So guys, go at it.
Well,
Now, Kith.
Okay.
Now, Kit.
you can
Alright.
start, I guess. I don't know. You could do this more often than
What?
me. Go.
I mean, we don't have to do a
Statistical
regimented
babble.
locomotive versus. We just need to,
Yeah.
we just need to narrow this down.
What's
Oh,
your factor of adhesion? Then we'll just go off that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
good one.
Okay.
That really speaks to how easy it's going to be to
4.44.
run them.
4.23.
What's yours?
Oh, was he?
Neither of them are very good.
What?
Neither of them are very good, but 4.23 is a hell of a lot
Yeah.
better than 4.44.
Yeah.
What's your minimum weight of rail? That should be a very important
Ooh.
question.
That is a good one.
Mine is 71 pounds.
84.
84 pounds?
Yeah.
Really, only
So you can
70
make it
mine
on
was-
most
pounds?
of the main lines in a few brands.
To go back, mine was only 63.
How?
Mine was 40.
I guess you've got
Because I have a lot of
wheels, that's
axles.
true.
You
You've
have
got a lot.
10 come just about.
You've not got a lot of engine for a lot of wheels.
Yep.
Um,
I have 10 drive wheels that shake the earth
Mighty
like
bear.
Mighty Bear.
I'm curious, actually, Ellis. What is Ivan's minimum weight of rail?
63.
Really?
very, very light.
Yeah.
Which I guess on the Great Western I'd buy it.
Yeah, I'd buy it as well.
Yeah.
I would buy it.
Yes.
All right, I have a question for you guys.
What?
What is your Robert Lamasinas power computation?
Chris, go first.
9,000.
Let's go.
9,000.
What? 9,000?
It's
That's
not-
exactly 9,000.
I wish it was 9,001. Damn it.
All right, Jader, what's yours?
What's yours? 9,000?
Mine's
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
9,000.
9,000.
11,400.
That's a little bit better.
Good.
What is your
Goodbye.
What is your evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume?
232.57. What valve gear? Actually,
What?
Hold on, stop.
One question.
Hold on,
at a
stop.
time.
Evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume.
Right above
It's
Robert
the last
Lipton.
one in heating ability.
253.02.
Wow, that's really good.
what is your valve gear? I have Baker. Although the steam
Well,
locomotive page says Stevenson, it was upgraded with Baker back in the day.
Yeah,
It's got
Yeah.
Baker on it.
Yeah, it was built with Stevenson, but was added to Baker when
I
the
will
came out.
offer this. Baker is a better design of valve gear because it's a pattern valve gear. You just, if something wears out, you take it off the engine and throw a new one on there. That is, however, a distinct disadvantage over wall shirts in a situation like this. Baker's great if you can keep it maintained because it's easy to maintain and you just throw new pieces at it.
Yeah.
If it gets out of time, though, and things start to wear out, which they do, especially in the condition that 475 is in after having run for as long as it has without, going through the running gear, it's incredibly hard to get back in time. Whereas wall shirts, you just take an oxyacetylene torch to the radius rod, or not to the radius rod, the eccentric rod, and bang on it for a little while.
Fair point.
Wall shirts, the
Get 'em
reason
back.
that it was so popular over Baker, even in the later days, is because you could maintain it with nothing. You could fix it in the field. You could repair it with bar stock. It was very, very easy to work with in a very comprehensive sort of system. Baker was great if you had the parts, which in this case, we don't.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, keep in mind, we're at Strasbourg. They have parts like this.
Yeah, but the idea is You don't stay
Yeah,
there, though.
the idea is
Yeah.
not
I
that. The idea is
understand
on
that,
the move in the middle of nowhere.
You can also take some with you.
I doubt
I
seriously.
mean, yeah, but you only have so much.
I was gonna say, I doubt seriously
And
though
so-
that Strasbourg has a full set of linkage for this engine just kind of lying around.
No, I don't think they do. But also keep in mind that on your travels, there's another one of them around, although not as many. There's still
Not if you're out
No,
here.
you lose there. Like
Well-
I don't know. I'm with 1293 on this one. As much as I love 475 and going into it,
Yeah.
it's in my opinion, just in terms of wheel arrangement, it's a better engine.
how
For the duties, I'm gonna have to go with 1293 in terms of just the engine is better
Yeah.
for this purpose.
let's go with some semi style points.
I guess
That's kind of what this whole thing is. If you have other stuff,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Head and
offer
throttle.
it.
Oh wait, already did that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's another big one because you're gonna need to lap that at some point.
Yeah, eventually
If
that's
you're-
going to start to go.
If we're on the assumption that this scenario lasts for what, 5 years, Ellis? 6 years?
yeah.
Something like that. It's a number of years. Considering you need to lap the throttle at least once every 2 years before it starts to leak and get, bypassy on you, you really don't want to be doing that on a standard engine. The head-end throttle is just so much easier.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
I left my
I don't know. I think
my historical references upstairs.
I think I'll take the same stance as Ellis. Although 475 I think is a better all-around engine for this. It's a better all-around engine for the duties, but considering that it needs to be really versatile in a situation that spare parts aren't necessarily readily available and you need to just be able to whack something together that works, I think 1293 is a better candidate.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason I asked about the evaporative heating surface divided by cylinder volume, it's a measure of sort of if you're not steaming well, at what point will it stop being enough steam?
Right.
You know?
And you will not be
because-
steaming well in
yeah.
this because boiler
Yeah.
treatment is virtually non-existent. Boiler
Yeah.
washes are few and far between. Fuel is crap.
Yeah,
Your steam. You've got to remember as well. These engines are not going to be performing at peak performance, and I think that's 475's biggest ultimate weakness is the fact that under the right conditions, it's a fantastic engine. And honestly, those conditions aren't hard to meet. But that's sort of the idea of this challenge: is that those conditions are hard to meet.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And in another circumstance against other opponents, I think 475 would do. Because, final two.
oh
here,
yeah, I think it's.
475 would do pretty
I
well.
think all things considered, 475 is still a better engine than 25, 89, and 90.
Mhm.
It's a very,
Alright,
very
so
good
that-
engine.
That leaves 1293 as our survivor.
Yay.
So that by the books wins, but we can cast our votes as well. So if you'll give me a second, just go ahead and vamp, talk about whatever, and let me put some stuff into the cargoes here.
I guess in other news, 89's back and 475's done.
Oh yeah, I guess that's something we didn't mention, is it?
I mean,
Isn't it?
Well,
we
we're
kind
here
of just did.
Yeah. I don't know. I think for a style vote, just because it was really close, and I'll concede that it's even under the right circumstances, I'd say it's a better engine than 1293.
Yeah.
But just all things considered, over 6 years and yada 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 yada, I think my personal choice vote will go to 475.
Okay. I mean, I'd honestly, I would love to have an engine like 1293, as I said, for bigger city operations, but in reality, a lot of the time you're not, and you want power.
Well, you
Yes.
want power, but you also need to be able to get from place to place in a reasonable amount of time. 475 is a great engine, but I wouldn't want to take it across the country.
No, and I'd use it as an interim engine, if anything, because it's a great engine just to go. And to
Yes.
get to small places in nooks and crannies, because that's what it did on the Abington branch. You look at some of those turns, holy crap, they're tight.
Yeah.
They were built with Equiscows for the sole reason you couldn't fit anything else on the turntable.
Yeah. Well, maybe next year, because we're sort of running out of engines to do this with. not to say like, oh, we don't have any left, but it's become very easy to predict, and it's sort of, you just go with a mid-sized, decent engine. It's not really that interesting. Maybe next year we'll do something like
Yeah,
if
it's like
we were in
there aren't too many.
Europe or in Australia or something like
There aren't
that.
too many mid-sized
that'd be interesting.
engines
That'd be
around.
really
There's
interesting
like
because then none of us are very familiar not only with the environment but with the locomotives.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can try to conjure up some knowledge of whatever that local environment would be like for us.
Wait a minute.
In terms of sort of the political climate.
Yeah.
Don't we
so to
have
speak.
a?
Well, I mean, two of us have been to
Um,
Europe before. It's not like it's a total
Yeah.
mystery. It's just not as familiar as home.
No, I mean in the event of World War Z. So I've talked about it a little bit, and I've read the
Yeah.
documents.
Like in the actual canon. Okay,
Don't-
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't we actually have whatchamacallit? Don't we have a British locomotive, steamlocomotive.com?
Well, there are other countries on Steam Locomotive.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay, so personal votes, you can't vote for yourself.
475.
I'll vote for the Canuck. AK
Alright.
1290.
yay.
I don't really have
Okay,
a
there were
choice.
multiple Canucks.
I don't have a choice,
No.
so Jader, Merry Christmas.
See, I'm not sure who to vote for because I don't like most. Well, I like all these engines, but
None of them are
I don't
very interesting or
I'm
unique.
gonna
They're
vote
all
for it.
kind of safe choices.
I mean, Milky's is
I'm gonna vote for
trash.
89.
I mean, truth be told, I was considering
Right.
picking the 113, but no. Just,
Yeah.
and the only reason why I was considering that is because it's easy to fire, technically.
That's the other one is you really don't want to take 113 across the country.
No, I
Yeah,
don't want
no.
to take it
Yeah.
anywhere, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you don't want to go further than a few miles in that thing, much less.
Yeah.
Thousands.
And especially, I mean,
It's also a few thousand.
you don't want to go fast either. Like, I
No.
saw the one video, Chris, of where you're running the 250th trips,
Yes.
and you're going track speed, and the cab is just all over the place.
2 miles an hour. Oh my god.
Alright, so we have 4 votes
It's
cast.
just all
Who
over
hasn't
the
cast their vote?
place. Me, I'm gonna vote for 89.
Alright, so that's actually 2 for 89 and 2 for 1293. 1293 was the winner anyways. But
Canada.
there we go. That's 1 for 475, 2 for 89, and 2 for 1293.
Well, I tried.
So,
Yeah,
Hey,
You did really well. I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
you can,
disappointed at all with
Small
second.
boy tried.
No, I'm not, but I still have yet to
I mean,
win
only-
one.
only one person can... I mean,
I have yet to.
you haven't been on in a while.
Fair point, yes.
Anyways, so let's move right along. Now I'm going to preface this section. Now I'm trying to keep this podcast a little bit succinct because I just got back from Italy. I'm really jet lagged.
Yeah.
And we need to get back in the swing of things. And I really wish that we hadn't had so much really important news
Yeah, lots
since
happened.
last podcast.
Lots has
A
happened.
lot happened.
Oh.
A lot happened. The number one headline actually would be the massive Amtrak wreck
Up in
that
Washington.
occurred up in Washington. Yeah,
Tacoma?
that occurred in December 22nd, or shortly before. The article is dated December 22nd.
21st,
And,
I thought.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Yeah.
not the 22nd. It was the
No, yeah, you're right. It was the
accident morning of the
itself-
21st.
Yeah, the accident itself was the 20. No,
Morning of the 20th.
Okay, my
I mean this article is from the 18th.
Oh, okay.
So
Future.
Time in December.
Yeah. Sometime like a weekish before Christmas.
yeah, shortly before Christmas. Unfortunately, we are terrible at getting the date right.
Not many of us are good at dating.
It
So.
was December 18th.
Okay. So
Why? What is going on in the warships?
I have no idea.
Anyways, Jader needs to come back. Internet broke, he says. Nice. But what was the final death toll for that? 3 people.
3 people.
That's it. That's very good because.
Yeah.
So to give a rundown of the situation for those who are out of the loop for whatever reason, I don't know how you could be so out of the loop on that, but somehow you're listening to this
Yeah.
podcast. There was this new stretch of track. To call it new is a
Shut up.
misnomer, but it's new to Amtrak.
It's a
it
reworked
wasn't-
section of track.
Yeah, it's a reroute of the Cascade service, right, Milky?
Yeah. Yeah, they
It's a reroute. It's a reroute of the Cascade
on the
service
Tacoma
over
bypass.
a stretch of track.
That's what they call it.
Yes, the Tacoma bypass, which avoids a rather long and circuitous route.
Yeah. On the Puget Sound.
Thank you. And there was a particular curve that the speed limit was 30 miles per hour, and the train hit it at approximately 80 miles per
Yep.
hour. And the train, this was immediately before a highway bridge, so the train fell off the bridge. The engine rolled completely. The engine was a brand new Charger. The train set was a Talgo train
Yep.
set. The train set was destroyed. It landed in
The freeway.
It landed in the freeway. It blocked the freeway.
Yep.
Um,
It took out a semi, if I recall.
Yeah, I did.
Like that.
Yeah. Thankfully, no deaths on the highway,
Yeah.
but over 100 injuries on the train.
Folks,
Originally, yeah. Fortunately, that the death toll was way down.
Yeah.
The death
Like way down.
the death toll was
Originally-
very good considering it rolled off of a bridge at 50 miles an hour over speed limit.
Yeah. Well, initially the report was dozens killed,
Yeah.
and I saw that report and I was astounded and I was very concerned. But that was before.
before the
What I hear happened was.
before the official investigations began and whatnot.
Yeah, what I hear happened was there were some cars that had overturned and they couldn't get into them to see how many people were still inside, and there weren't people in those cars, or there weren't any dead people in those cars.
Yeah.
So it was a question of possibly, X number dead, but thankfully not. Thankfully, just 3. Unfortunately, 2 of those were rail fans.
Yep.
Which were there simply for the
The first one.
inaugural run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And there's a petition out there
out for it.
to put their names on some of the Charger locomotives in honor of them.
I thought it was the
That would
Talgo,
be fitting.
the Talgo segments.
No.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I still don't support that. It should be for the
See if I can
kill,
get
not for
down.
rail fans.
Yeah.
All
The,
around just a tragedy.
It is.
Absolutely.
You know, what exactly
And,
do you say to something like this?
You don't.
And the Talgo train set was destroyed.
Yeah, it got
Completely destroyed.
crushed.
That was just... It's
Yeah,
insane.
as if the whole
Just the
thing isn't
damage.
sickening enough, then you look at that and realize that was its first run.
Yeah, that was the first run over
Most
that
of the
section.
reporters got off at Tacoma before it derailed.
Well, that was that engine's first commercial run, wasn't it?
No.
Was it?
Wasn't it?
No.
No,
I
it was
thought
in service the day before going north.
Okay, so
on
was it
the
second?
on the
No.
Talgo route or on the Cascades division? Because that was the first run of that line with people on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first run of that line,
Okay,
but not that
Okay,
locomotive.
okay. I thought that
The
was
locomotive
that
had been
engine's
in
first
service
commercial
for a
run.
while.
No. I'm not sure, was the engine written off, do you know?
Yes.
Or was it... Yeah,
It would be.
that's not a surprise.
It's
I'm not
destroyed.
quite sure, but probably going to be rebuilt.
Yeah.
Looking,
I mean, it looked to be in one piece. It's fared a lot better than
The roof
the
is
Talgo
terrible
cars.
on it, but
It was in one.
Yeah, because they rolled it.
yeah. I mean, you look at it though. I don't know. I'd certainly guess that it was written off. I don't know for certain, but the trucks are completely destroyed. The undercarriage is completely destroyed. The body is completely destroyed. By that, a lot of the electrical, if not all of the electrical, is completely destroyed. The prime mover is probably damaged. The generators are certainly damaged.
I mean, considering the fact that they're still fulfilling the order for them, I think so. It's just easy. Hey, build us another one.
Yeah, add one more.
Yeah,
Hope it was insured.
Yeah, jeez.
But I mean, also considering the fact they had to take it away on a military flatbed.
Yeah,
I mean, what else are you going to do at that point?
yeah. It's
You know,
it's
anyway,
large.
Big.
here's that petition.
Yeah.
It is
to-
very large.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, but that's that.
Yeah.
If you want more information on this, the NTSB still has yet to release an official report. I figure that'll be that way for a while.
Yeah,
Maybe-
probably
Yeah,
only
until they get
They only
something.
how many-
I've heard a lot of things.
Yeah, they only how many months released the official report from the one in Philly
Philly.
how many years ago.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of articles you can read. Bear in mind that there are a lot of people affected by this, so anything you hear, take it with a grain of salt. Certainly, with regard to crew and the families of passengers that have passed away.
Yep. And keep your head on straight with any
Yeah,
sensationalist nonsense.
yeah. Let's.
Whatever that may be, because everyone.
Oh,
loves
I've heard I've
Sure.
certainly heard some sensational nonsense to do with this.
Yeah.
I've heard plenty of conspiracy crap already. So let's just bear that.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, bear that in mind.
Yeah.
On the note of passing away, though, however, probably the most morbid segue we've ever had on this show.
On the note of dying.
Yeah, on the note of
Uh,
being dead.
Yeah, on the note of being dead and having people cheer.
Oh,
Yeah.
just
Well,
I don't feel this way particularly, but I know a lot of people who were, less than mournful
yeah.
at the death of E. Hunter Harrison, former CEO of CSX Transportation, who passed away between last podcast and this one.
that was the 23rd of December?
Are we going to even try with the
I
dates?
don't
Are we
even-
really doing this?
Because I
Probably.
He died
No,
at
it
some
wasn't
point.
the 3rd because it was
Okay.
ANA. No, it was the 16th of December. The 16th. Because it was the ANA Christmas party where I learned it of it, of all places.
Yeah. So,
Well,
unfortunately,
and yeah.
unfortunately, at the
Go ahead.
age of 73, after a very brief period of medical leave was announced from CSX, E. Hunter Harrison passed away. Again, what do you really say to this? This means quite a bit for CSX. They're obviously going to have to find a new CEO. They have an acting interim CEO that I believe was one of the lower C-suite positions. I can't
Yeah.
remember who. I can't seem to find it either.
Wasn't it the VP?
But we'll have more updates on that eventually and what that means for the company and the restructuring thereof. Just because at this point, very, very little is known. This happened going into the holidays, and over the holidays, obviously nobody's gonna be really in a rush. They just elected somebody to take care of things interim and keep the ship afloat, so to speak.
Yeah, it's interesting that his illness is still undisclosed.
Is it?
It was upper respiratory issue.
Was
Yeah.
it? Okay. In the article I'm looking at, it's just an undisclosed illness.
He had upper respiratory issues, and actually, this has been doing that for quite some time.
Yeah.
I mean, for
It sounds
Christ's sake,
like
it's looking out of a tube.
Yeah.
most
Oh.
typically you don't contract something
Well,
and
you
then
don't-
die of it 2 weeks later. At least
No.
not in the modern era. If he died,
And that wasn't the first time
Unless
I
it's
spent
Ebola.
on medical leave.
No. We did know that he was in not good of health.
yeah,
Upper respiratory is still a little bit vague though.
right. Well, it's vague, but at the
It's- I
same
mean, it's
time,
something
it's
to go
not
off of.
vague. The cause is very vague, but really, what does the cause matter? And then what it is, well, yeah.
But the thing that concerns me mostly is now you're CSX. What do you do now? You got this guy in. You tried so hard to get this guy in because he was going to turn your company around, and he's in the middle of the unbuilding phase almost.
Right.
Yeah.
He's sort of in the
and
midst
now
of
he's
tearing
gone.
things down to the studs, if you will.
Yeah.
And now you're just left with studs and no vision and no clear
Yeah.
direction in which to go.
Yeah.
Which
you
again we'll cover more as it develops, because right now
As it develops, we'll
right
see
now
if
we're all
CSX
kind of
gets
holding our
bought.
breath.
Yeah. And we're holding our breath, and the whole company probably is too.
Yeah.
And
Conroe by
I-
CSX and a twist of events.
Yeah. Who would have thought something would go wrong for CSX?
I could have never foreseen it.
I honestly didn't foresee him dying, to be honest.
I didn't
I
see
foresaw
that.
major things going wrong, but
Yeah.
when this
Yeah.
came at the party of all things, I'm like, really?
Yeah, in all seriousness, I
It
thought this
was-
was completely out of left field.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was pretty out of the blue. I mean, we knew he was sick, but it was medical leave, and then boom.
Yeah,
he's
it
dead.
was
Yeah.
medical leave, and it's like, oh, he's old. That's just kind of what people do when they're old, and
It's-
you get a cold and you take medical leave because it'll take you a couple weeks, and you just want to be out of the public eye for a while.
And also,
Mhm.
it's kind of like how Jerry Joe Jacobson died. Like, we knew he was in the hospital, and then
But Jared Joe Jacobson,
But no,
we
it
kind of
was-
knew
yeah,
we knew it was inevitable.
we knew it
You
was
knew
not.
that Jacobson was going to pass. As unfortunate as that was, and as unfortunate as this is as well, you can't really place value on that. Jacobson, his condition was known to be the fact that he was still alive and the fact that he lived as long as he did was publicly known to be just miraculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas Hunter Harrison, like Ellis is saying, he left for medical leave and then 2 weeks later or a week later, whatever it was dead.
Dead. Yeah, it's,
Either way.
yeah, it was surprising how
Very.
quickly he was gone.
Yeah.
So,
And
Condolences to the family and all that.
Yep.
Well,
yes, condolences to the family, most certainly. Our thoughts are with you, CSX. Good luck.
yeah, good luck. Good luck. Hopefully nobody buys you immediately.
Speak of good luck,
Oh,
the 315 group has run into a bit of good luck or bad luck, depending on how you want to see it. The Durango Railroad Historical Society, kind of misleading because they're based out of Silverton and they have nothing to do with the Durango and Silverton. They're the group that owns 315 and a number of flat cars.
and nothing else.
Yeah, and nothing else. And the Coomers and Toltec Scenic Road are pleased to announce that Locomotive 315, owned by the DRHS, will be residing at the Cats for the next 5 years and operating through the 2022 season. In 2022, the 315 will be due for its 15-year major inspection. The 1472, I think they're just hitting the 15-year. They haven't run it that much. The Cats has also offered to perform this inspection, and the DRHS has agreed to contract to do so. Some of the 315 maintenance will help. The 315 has been in this sort of odd state and had a questionable future for a while now because the gents that restored the engine have since said that they do not want to do the 1472. They're content to just let the boiler ticket expire and be done with the engine. They would have had their fun, in which case the engine actually would have gone to the Colorado Railroad Museum.
Oh.
When the society dissolved and all the equipment would have gone to the museum. However, the society has seen a resurgence in membership in recent years, particularly some young guys that have said that they are interested in the 15-year, just doing that is a little bit difficult, particularly in the shop they have in Silverton. So this is good for them. It's been on the Cats for, I think, a year
A year or
and a
two
half
now.
Yeah, a year and a half to 2 years now. It's not been back to Silverton. It's not been on the DNS. It's not really, sort of on the down low. It's not been really welcome at the DNS for some time.
And even
Cat-
when it was up there, they didn't want it too much.
Right, they ran it once, twice, maybe 3 times a year for like Railfest and a winter photo shoot.
Yeah.
The Cats, honestly, as much as politics plays a part in this, the Cats is probably a really good place for it to be. They've got shop facilities. It can get on photo trains. It can it's where it's going to get the most exposure and see the most use before its tickets up, certainly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good for them.
Yeah. If there's anything they do, it's run their engines
Yes. Into the
Yeah.
What?
into the ground. Yeah.
Or they bring them up from the ground like 168.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I believe there's new news for that. Rebel.
There is new news for that. They finished boring the cylinders, which, God, is that tedious. They finally finished reboring the cylinders. They look absolutely beautiful. The reservoir for the tender, the main res, has been redone, and the tender is inside, and it has a lovely coat of gray primer. It looks like a Rio Grande auxiliary tender. It's so clean and nice looking. I just have to love it.
I love. Look at our tender. Oh my God! Look at our tender. Where's the rest of the engine? Look at our tender.
I mean, they're working on it. They're working on it. They're not
Tender decking.
They're not doing a Western Maryland where they've just completely redone the tender and have ignored the engine. They've had the boring of the cylinders going in the background. They've already redone parts of the frame. The rods have seen work. It's supposed to be back. I don't actually remember the date for when it's supposed to be back, but it's not too terribly far out.
Ugh.
Date like in terms of they're hoping to have it back for the, like saying the summer 2015 season or whatever.
Oh, okay. I'm like, don't tell me they put a date out. Like,
No,
what
they've not put a date out. What they have put a
anything?
date out for, and it's not the Cats that has put a date out for this, is the Durango and Silverton has put out a date for when 476 will run on photocharter trains.
Nice.
I, for one, am doubtful that it will make it. I'm really hopeful that it does, but I am doubtful. 476 about a week ago underwent a full steam test. It was brought up to about 150 psi. That's not operating pressure, but just to check leaks, stay bolts. I think they're checking the throttle valve to see if it leaked, etc. The running gear wasn't put together on the engine, so it didn't run. It just was the boiler was brought up to heat. Had a fire dumped and it was brought most of the way up to pressure. Test went without a hitch from what I hear. And we should see 476 run before too much longer, which is really, really cool because it has not run since Ellis was 2 years old. And before the rest of us were born. Or no, Milky, you were born. Yeah, I forget that you're older.
Mm.
She is not.
What did you get for your birthday? I got older.
Yeah!
That's gonna be me in about 3 months.
Woo!
I'll be one of you,
Congrats.
Burgle.
What do you mean one of us?
adult.
You're turning 18 already?
Yeah,
Shit.
Kind of forgot you were.
I know.
I thought you were a year younger. I thought you were coming. I don't know. I guess no.
No,
I guess
no,
I did know that. I guess I did know you were 17. All right, cool. Congrats. Welcome to adulthood. Kind of sucks.
Oh,
Scrub.
There's been a little bit of progress on the White Pass in Yukon, number 61.
Is that Stothy's engine?
Yeah,
Wait, what is it?
That how you pronounce
it's a consolidation that was buried in a river for a while.
Oh, it's that guy.
Yes.
It's the Ripper Boy.
I really hope that Stothy's able to do something cool with it, but good God, is it
It's-
rough?
Yeah.
Like
the
you,
Sinky Boy.
like you look at engines and say, "Wow, that's in rough shape." You look at this engine and go, "That still counts as an engine."
But
Cheers.
he's been doing
And
work
the
on
answer is no.
Yeah, it needs a completely new boiler. The frame needs to be completely redone. Steam chest completely redone. Running gear completely redone. Like there's very, very little left of this.
At what
engine.
point do you have left? At what point you're approaching a ship of thesis?
That's
If
yes,
you have to redo the boiler and the frame.
yes,
Jack up the whistle, roll a new one underneath.
yes,
Yeah,
precisely.
exactly.
Wait,
Which,
wait,
when was
What
this
is this,
wrecked?
the Iron
Actually,
Horseman?
when was this
If the-
wrecked? Because it was a long time ago.
61.
Is the
Wasn't it
No.
like Phil for a while?
There's no way it was 61.
What?
No, it had to have been maybe 51, maybe.
61.
I don't even think it was 51. The only photos
Wasn't
of the thing that exist are in really grainy, like 1910s black and white. I would have wagered like
I mean,
1920 something. I may be wrong. I haven't read up on it, but man,
am I wrong, or was this engine the one that was embankment for a while?
I think it was one of them.
maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, it was one of them. Because they pulled it out of the river at some point in the 70s. It came down to Texas, and now it's in Alamosa. Or
It's in
Antonio.
Antietam. Which I was shocked to learn Milky actually informed me on this one. I did not know that there was a facility like this in Antietam that Stothy had set up, and
Yeah.
apparently
Yep.
there is.
I was about to point that out. Like, didn't he get a new shop this year?
There is a new shop, and it is really, really, really cool. He's got this giant ass mill, a giant vertical turret lathe, and a giant wheel lathe, and then a really, really long, just standard lathe.
Like,
I think it
Like,
got most of that van shops,
like,
too.
good for him, man. Good
I
for
don't know
him.
if it's Rio Grande.
Who knows?
I think one of the wheel jigs was from Alamosa or something like that.
Maybe.
I don't know. It's all on his Facebook page, Stockton Locomotive Works.
Yeah, look that up. I've never
Yeah,
actually met
Stothy.
Stothy, and I've heard sort of mixed opinions about him.
All
but
I've heard over here
I've-
is it's okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to pass judgment on him. I've not met him before. I've heard he's a nice guy for the most part, and I do look forward to meeting him someday, or hope I can meet him someday. He certainly knows what the hell he's doing.
Yeah.
Unlike most people, yes.
Yeah, unlike most people.
How they're doing.
Hoi, 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 hoi.
Speaking of people who know what the hell they're doing, for some reason, R&N knows what the hell they're doing.
Uh-oh.
Which,
No.
and this is not in the ways of Steam. I will get to Steam in a minute. So I have quite a bit of news. They had a record year on call list, handling 31,175 carloads.
Jesus Christ.
Thank
That's
you.
the load for the Russians, isn't it?
It was a cumulative 50% increase in traffic over the past 5 years, and coal was about 75% of it, give or take. It was up more than 40% last year. It is going absolutely bonkers for them. They had an awesome year with passenger revenue. Well, by the way, both of these links are in the chat. They posted record ridership over the Lehigh Gorge Scenic. Over 120,000 people rode it. Actually, no, almost. They haven't broken it yet. Damn it! I thought they did. They also opened up the outer station in Reading with the fake J Tower, the fake Strasbourg J Tower. But they have grown in ridership so much, it's unbelievable. So good for them, and so they actually are doing something right for once.
Nice.
It also, speaking of people who know what the hell they're doing, a local restoration group to me, known as Bob Kimmel and Associates, as we will call them, have taken over the mantle and contracted with Pioneer Tunnel Coal Mine to maintain, shall we say, the Henry Clay, a.k.a. Number 1.
This reeks of Tyler.
Well, it's more or less Bob.
Okay, still, this reeks of Tyler.
They have started work on maintaining it and getting it back up to any type of remote spec whatsoever.
Hey, it moves, don't it?
Value for life, please.
It moves and it don't explode.
Yeah, so they're getting it up to that and we'll be running back in around May time. They have taken it off the property and are starting to dismantle it and discovering it's far worse than they thought it was.
Well, I mean,
Awesome.
Exhibit A,
Not surprised.
pipes just clinking off. It's just
they're just held on there with the crap that comes out of the stack and sticks to them. Good.
Yeah,
I know that feeling.
yeah, but they just go to grab the one blower pipe and just go clink. Oh, okay. So, yeah. So as I said, people who know what they're doing, these guys, wish them luck.
These guys.
Those guys know what they're doing.
What about the other engine that they have there?
Number 2, no, not yet.
It's worse.
It's worse.
It's worse.
It's also like buried in the barn.
I mean,
like,
that's a day of switching.
legitimately buried in there.
I mean,
So the
okay.
focus is on number 1, and for the next
The barn is not that big.
No.
I saw it.
I saw it with my own 2 eyes.
for the next 5 years, it will be maintained there. And there are things I cannot maintained by the Bob Kimmel and Associates Steam crew, I guess,
Oh boy.
also known as parts of the 113 crew and Bob.
And parts of the NA.
And there are things I can't disclose, but they haven't been awarded a contract for the next 5 years to work on the locomotive. So maybe we won't have a further
Henry Clay?
explosion. What?
To work on Henry Clay's the next 5 years?
To work on Henry Clay to help maintain it and get it back to any type of remote code.
You know what that thing needs?
To be
A track
scrapped.
that doesn't suck.
Speaking of that, yes, the
Uh-oh.
track has also been completely rehabbed in the
Really?
past, like 3 months. Thanks
Good.
to
Did half of it wash away when we were riding?
Yeah, that's why they needed to do it.
Speaking of that, Tyler actually told me that's the fastest they've ever come down the mountain.
Good.
That was the fastest time they've ever run down that mountain.
That was
That's amazing.
that engine not
That's
so
right,
happy. And those cars were Yikes.
It was intense.
Fun fact about those cars: those were the
No, it was in cars.
original- those cars were the original cars
Give 'em
from
a
the
point.
colliery. Like when the mine closed, they just shoved all the cars into the mine and left them there.
Good.
So all the cars that were
I mean,
riding
where else are you gonna put
are
them?
the ones there. They weren't scrapped or anything like that. So, but all the track has been redone, regraded. It's beautiful. It's a whole new railroad.
It's luxurious.
Thank you to whoever did that. For
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
you
I
get,
did it.
Get thank Tyler.
me. Okay.
What the hell else is going on over here? The ANA has also.
You know what's going on? Freaking attack of the trucks again.
Tech of the truck.
This time they've gone after PCC cars.
Oh, I saw those.
Oh, never mind. I had a bad experience with one. Okay, never mind. I'll just forgive.
What?
PCC
Trucks or
car.
PCC cars? I mean, oh my god, it was brand new apparently, or well, as new as PCC cars get, I suppose.
Yeah. Modern for a
This
streetcar.
was- Yeah, this was newest PCC car to re-enter regular service. Collided with a large box truck
Whip.
while returning to the car barn. It was knocked off the track and knocked the truck onto
Truckers
its
are
side.
fuckers.
Yeah, it-
Right the
Wow.
street.
Everybody in the group.
Oh yeah.
I remember when this was posted, everybody in the group was like, wow, that thing got destroyed. And meanwhile, you're like, if that thing looks like that, think of how badly the truck got raped.
Yeah, the truck got knocked over.
Yeah.
The truck got knocked on its side.
You'd be surprised how much damage PCC cars can do.
I mean, you'd be surprised how fast
Oh, yeah.
anything, how much damage anything can do if it's going that quick.
It's going. I mean, they don't go that.
They don't go that quick, but it's going faster than, it's not just waddling down. It's not a cable car.
No.
It's not,
No, you
it's
can
not
get up
going
to
5 or
3
6 miles an
per
hour.
those.
Yeah, it's not going 5 miles an hour. It's moving at a decent enough clip.
Bing, bing, wham!
It's like getting hit with a bus, just a bus that's twice as heavy as a normal bus
Yeah.
and going the same speed.
And on rails.
On rails.
Ellis and Weibel, for those of you who are interested, that is what the track work looks like.
Does it actually have
Oh,
ballast?
we'll check.
They have
Check with a
reballasted.
second.
It has actual ties, not just rotting planks of
It
wood.
doesn't have sticks in the mud? Oh, holy crap.
like
It's good for 30.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's good for 30. So, for the record, since I assume you're probably showing it, this is what that same area looked like in October.
Also, K&L released 2 things, by the way, recently.
Yes.
Since the last
Yes,
thing.
yes.
They released what did they release? Some sort of Berkshire thing?
CNO/NKP 2765, aka 765, when she ran the New River trips disguised as a CNO engine.
Okay, cool. And they also released 630.
Yes, 630 as well.
And allegedly we're getting something else bonus? I don't know.
Soon.
I don't know. But then the next thing is the I-1, right?
Yes. Miss Boob will be
They
coming
made
out.
the
The boobs.
sensor that we use.
The boobs.
Give it to me. Give it to me now.
Almost wants the
I
boobs.
cannot say
I
my.
can't wait for the Milwaukee Road lane after it.
Yeah. But anyways, also on the vein of streetcars, the vehicles tried to get their revenge, and a car, someone driving a car, I would suppose, because I don't think it did it on its own, but it drove into a streetcar tunnel and then got stuck there.
Oh, whip.
How drunk is this
It looks really dopey, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
We have a number of things at the portal down the bay in Queens Quay. Queens Key, I guess. We've got rumble strips, we've got lights, we've got signage, we've narrowed it. You really have to not be paying attention to continue to drive through all of that and all the way down onto the track and continue driving along the track. Ross said, we will have to have another look at this and continue to do what we can to really drive the message home that you can't drive in this right of way, especially down into the tunnel.
Oh, Jesus.
Good gravy. You'd
Here's-
think
here's
people
the-
would realize that something was wrong.
Here's my real question. How far into the tunnel?
Yeah, I mean,
How far?
doesn't look like
I don't
they're...
see the entrance.
I don't either.
Like, they really tried. Like, they must have gotten in there and realized something was wrong and then doubled down. Like, I'll just drive out the other side.
Yeah, I'll just keep going.
Like, you don't
That's...
do that.
Yikes. That was...
Unless you're in GTA.
Yeah. And even then, it doesn't work 9 times out of 10. It will always get hit by a train or stuck. Something bad will happen. Which, on the note of something bad happening, Georgetown Loops had bad spot of luck.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how we weren't surprised at CSX having a bad problem?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised at these guys having a problem either, and I'm wearing my Loop shirt.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I was wearing it yesterday.
Yeah. So,
Overpriced
on the 26th, Boxing Day, the Loop...
Boxing Day.
Yeah, it was Boxing Day.
I mean, it was.
Loop.
This is the only time I've heard someone reference it outside of the Rooster Teeth podcast.
Oh.
Being Gavin.
The Loop was shoving a train back to turn around or run around, or I don't know. I don't know how they run their Santa trains, and I don't plan to find out because that would mean riding on it. Basically, as they were doing a maneuver on the far end of the line, part of the truck, or part of the bolts holding the... Chris, you'll know what this means. Yeah. Not you, Chris. Other Chris. Sorry. The bolts holding the piece of the truck frame that holds the carrier iron, the brake beam, and the emergency straps for the brake beam broke. So the entire...
I mean, at least none of those sound important.
So the entire brake beam fell down onto the track, into the gauge, got caught in a switch, and flipped a car against the side of the mountain.
Oh my god! Oh,
I threw it on the ground.
The car is its former west side. So
they are so lucky it did not go the other way. They are so lucky.
They are incredibly lucky it didn't go the other way.
Oh my god.
The other thing, nobody was hurt.
The train
And this is the thing that the news didn't report on, but I was talking to somebody who's, inside source that I can't disclose. As soon as it happened, people went running into the car like, is everybody okay? And half the people were quiet, just kind of looking around confused, and the other half were laughing, like, let's do it again. It's...
Oh my god.
Yes, it's a serious accident, and it's a miracle nobody was hurt, and it's a miracle they didn't go the other way, because that would have been very, very, very bad. But it's a far cry from the Amtrak crash. They tipped a car, slowly tipped a car over at, 5 miles an hour, maybe.
It was quote a minor malfunction.
Yes.
Yes, according to Fox News, the lug nuts on the bottom of the car failed, which I think we need to be really concerned because none of the museum's equipment has lug nuts on the bottom of it. I think we should be scared.
I
mean,
I suppose that's a good way to...
No. I was gonna try to give them a technically correct there, but that's
it's
correct.
technically incorrect. There are no lug nuts on trains.
Do your research.
I mean, I suppose it's a good way to explain it to people who have no idea about trains.
A big piece.
But it doesn't explain anything.
No.
A big piece of steel fell down from under the car, jammed between the wheels and the track, and levered the car over against the side of the mountain.
Well, I didn't even know that. I thought it was just they hit a piece of bad track, spread the gauge, and fell over. Oh my god!
Originally, what I thought it was they lost a pin and dropped a bottom rod, but that wasn't the case. The entire brake beam fell off of the truck.
Well,
I'm not sure if that's better or worse.
I don't know either.
Yeah, it wasn't a lack of attentiveness to a daily inspection report because it wasn't a bottom rod, but the brake beam fell off the truck.
Yeah.
And for those of you in the audience that don't know, that's not supposed to happen.
No. That's a fairly serious failure.
Yes.
I feel like anything with part of the brakes falling off of the train is a pretty serious failure.
Even if you lose part of the brake linkage, then the brakes on that one particular piece don't actuate. So what? You've got a whole train's worth of brakes, and the engine can stop the entire train by itself. It won't be very smooth, but you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, I had a sweet part in my mouth. The part about brakes that you don't want to lose is a bottom rod, because if you drop one end of a bottom rod, it will hit a switch and act like a pole vault underneath the car. And the thing about losing a bottom rod is if you have one of the pins put in wrong, which most people don't know like how to put in the pins right, and sometimes there isn't a right way. If you lose a cotter key, like in Polar Express, the pin, if you lose the pin, then the pin will drop and the bottom rod will drop, and then you will cause a very serious accident. Of all the things that's like a small cause leading to a big problem, that's first and foremost, in my opinion. But that happened. Nobody was hurt. People kind of laughed it off. The loop seems to be doing okay. I think they had trains running the next day. Obviously not with that car, but that's a thing that happened, and the news made sound really dramatic because they're the news.
Mm.
Yeah. I love the I don't know, whatever, there's like your rendition of it and then the rendition of it in the article. It's like people were screaming and crying, the glass was broken, and you know, this person went to the hospital with this, but in the article it says, you know, this person went to the hospital with neck, back, and whatever injuries, but they didn't notice anyone was injured.
Yeah, I don't think that's the only like reported quote unquote injury I heard about was a kid fell from the seat when the car rolled and hit his head on the seat in front of him, which he said hurt, but his parents were like, yeah, he's not hurt or anything. It didn't rattle him, it didn't concuss him, he just banged his head.
Yeah, that's the only thing I heard about it, so.
You know, and again, the part that the news doesn't report is that the loop personnel immediately run in, is everybody okay? And half the people aren't really sure what to think, and half the people are laughing. Mm-hmm. So, there's that. Is there anything else? I'm not seeing anything else posted.
I mean, I didn't post too much else. I've just been scrolling back up through the guest list.
In somewhat semi-related railroad news, the borough of Kutztown's Mayor Jim Schlegel, who was previously the head guy, I don't know what the actual position was, of the Kutztown Rail Authority Board, or whatever you want to call it. He was sworn in as Mr. Mayor. Mayor.
Supreme dickhead.
Glorious leader.
Yes. Of the Kutztown Borough.
Glorious leader. He has no butthole. He produces no waste.
At any rate, Mr. Mayor has been sworn into office on January 1st, or January 2nd, actually. So congrats to him. That means that for at least the next few years, we have a railroad in Kutztown. It won't be someone else. Good. So, congrats to Mayor Schlegel.
I would like to point out that we are getting a Baldwin 26 in HO scale, thanks to Bachman.
In green. Yo.
In green.
Yo. Hopefully it will not break down like the other one. Like the real one.
Hopefully everyone will remember to put oil in it. Green.
Yes.
Or whatever actually.
No, it was oil. They forgot to oil the compressor.
What did I say? What did I tell?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you said that it wasn't a forget. You said it could have been something that was stopped up.
On the oil lines, yeah. It didn't have oil. That's what that whining is.
We knew it was oil.
Yeah.
We knew it was oil. It was a question of why was there no oil.
Oh.
And then the next time I was there, I was running off the hook like it was charging up a 40-car train.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if they fix the air leaks...
Is the governor just out of adjustment?
Well,
or does the train leak like a sieve?
The train leaks like a sieve, but it's also... The compressor was out of judgment anyway, because whoever fixed it didn't fix it right. Oh, we have new news from Steamtown!
Do we?
Oh, yeah. Did you go to the air fence?
Many new things coming from 3713.
Really?
Yes, they just got...
It wasn't on their webpage.
They're fixing the stuff. Well, it's all in the Facebook groups.
Right. Update your damn webpage, people.
Well, this is through the volunteers who are actually cutting off. They removed all the piping off the tender frame. The tender is now at Oaks Welding. Oh my god.
The tender was done.
No.
Oh.
The tender's a piece of crap.
No, the tender was
It's a miracle it's even
sort of
standing up.
spit shined and then. Oh.
Like there's that many holes in it. It's a miracle it's still even around.
I didn't even say it. I didn't see it.
But at any rate, they have taken off all the brake lines off the tender. They have started work on some of the parts and braking on the tender, like the cylinders, stuff like that. And doing the small things. They still have yet to award a contractor to the boiler work, so that'll ever get done.
You say it like it's something that people should be happy about being able to do.
Yeah.
The what? Boiler
Congratulations, you get to do the boiler work.
Well,
Oh,
Yay.
My favorite.
Yay.
I mean, it's better than not doing it. I
Yeah,
guess,
that's
in the situation.
And they have also started work on the stoker apparatus to get that in operation by cleaning it and starting to take parts out of it and stuff like that. So they've been actually progressing and doing things rather than cutting the lawn with two people.
Yeah. Government.
I mean,
Yep.
they'll get back to a productive way of being, I guess, but it'll take some
Yes.
time.
And also, NKP 514 is slowly going back together, and that should be out at some point this year, hopefully. Maybe by December it'll be running. Who knows? So, that will eventually make its way outside. Other than that, Baldwin 26 has been winterized. That's about all there is up there. However, another locomotive has recently made an appearance on the line once again.
Mm-hmm.
New Hope and Ivyland number 40 has returned to steam.
It's another 40.
Yes, another 40. And it's kind of actually okay. I didn't think it'd turn out the way it did, but it's okay. It's right somehow.
Just a note, we got I will point this out. Harrison's death was such big news that we got probably 7 or 8 different articles of that, specifically that, in the guest list from all different places, from Wall Street Journal, from Trades Magazine, from NBC, from the BBC.
Yeah, it was big news.
It was huge news. And nestled in all of that was a nice note from Kevon's neck of the woods about something completely different. So, and that is an update on the Dallas to Houston bullet train, which now has a determined route. So they know the route on which they will be building this rail line. So, that's cool. Can't wait to see it, getting worked on. Especially after experiencing something like that in Italy. Having that cuts a 3-hour drive down to a 1-hour train trip makes life a hell of a lot better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Speaking
And
of stuff from his neck of the woods too, today in fact, they were recording this, although there is no link for this. I believe it was New Hampshire Locomotive Works put the first staple into 2248, whatever his engine is.
you mean 747?
No, Puffy.
I know.
It was.
Puffy?
I forget. Maybe I don't remember which one it was, or which quote unquote Locomotive Works it was. But whoever's doing the contract work on that put the first stapled in. So
which engine?
Puppy 2248.
2048.
2248. The one that Kevon's railroad.
Oh.
248. Which one's 2248?
Oh.
I don't.
It's a 460.
Oh, the Grapevine engine.
Yes.
Yeah.
You could have just said the Grapevine engine.
That's what I was saying. Whatever. At any rate, the first day is in on that, so they're moving somewhere.
They're doing something.
Cool. Well, good for them.
I still wouldn't trust that engine. Sabinski works on it, but,
Yeah.
We all have our grievances.
We all have our grievances. Well.
Wow.
What would this industry be without grievances?
It wouldn't be an industry.
Productive.
Uh-oh.
Ow!
Sorry.
Jesus!
What the hell was that?
Ouch!
Terrible ween tone.
That hurt.
Who was that?
That was Chris.
Give Chris a point.
Yeah, point for not muting your phone.
Ow! I don't think he could.
A point for having
I don't think he
a
could.
point for having too many phones. In this case, that would be one.
Yeah, that hurt. Ouch! That doesn't move him around at all, though.
No, I actually haven't done the order at all down here.
I've
But
kind of ordered everybody.
okay. Yeah, somebody touch up my spaghetti. All right. Well, is there anything else? Anything else we need to cover here? All right. Thank you, Chris.
Okay. Well, that.
He goes no.
Oh my god.
I don't have anything else to add.
That was my sister calling me to tell me to be quiet.
Yeah. Well, be quiet.
Yeah, Chris.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we're just about done, right?
Yeah, we're about to wrap up, I believe. This is a very news-light episode. We sort of just vamped about whatever,
like combo stuff. So.
Whatever was on our minds. Next time we will return to the regularly scheduled programming and all of the news that we could possibly wedge into an episode,
Yep.
as usual. Because we are nothing but a fine news source. What is wrong with this?
Yeah, it broke.
How did you... What did you...
I didn't break it.
What's wrong?
This is somehow your fault.
Why? Because I only fixed my name after realizing it was broke halfway through the podcast.
Yes, this is your fault.
What's your fault? What happened?
His ultimate is.
The thing is
It's on
broken.
the air and they-
It was broken. The formatting was broken.
Ah, crap.
Anyways,
Nice, gets everybody.
formatting's better now,
Yay!
but it was broken.
And then you can like this stun people.
So,
But anyways,
Oh.
I need to come up with a thing.
Alright.
I need to come up with a thing.
Well-
Alright, but anyways,
Well, then I'm
Loki, you're up
first.
first for the end of the line.
Somebody touching my spaghetti.
And it's like his primary attack is on. But he's not. Then it's shotgun and like.
Somebody touch his spaghetti. Who's next?
I am.
I bowled with one.
Hail the supreme ruler of all, Birdie the boss.
Yeah.
well,
Like
in honor of Christmas, rocking around the Christmas tree, because I think that's an absolutely great rhyme.
I also enjoy playing Genji, who's a ninja.
What?
His skin is just cool.
I was looking on like College Humor the other day, and somebody had a Tumblr username called "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree" with a picture of
Oh.
sad Joe Biden.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing. So,
Okay.
Which is this trigger.
Merry Christmas.
This trigger here is a spam.
So, I'd like to share another small bit from my Italy trip. I almost got run over by the Pope,
He's really interesting because he's elephant. He can climb.
and Jader is dead.
He's really versatile.
Would that be Popicide?
His thing
I,
is,
I,
I have no idea.
he goes forward.
But anyways,
Oh.
I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will, and all of us will, and this wasn't a video, it was a podcast, but I digress. Until next podcast,
Like his anime.
bye-bye.
Bye. Say hi.